Good morning, children. Class 11 for the physics. It is the chapter 3 kinematics, or we can say it is the motion in a straight line. First term is the motion. We have to understand that what is this motion. When the body is changing its position with respect to the time and the surroundings, then we are saying that the body is in the motion. And if the body is not changing its position with respect to the time and the surroundings, then we are saying that it is the position of rest. But the rest and the motion both are the relative terms. That is why the same event may appear to be different to the different persons in the context of the motion. The same object may seem to be moving for one person, but may appear to be stationary or at rest for some other person. For example, the trees, the buildings, electric poles, people on the roadside, etc. appear to be moving backwards to the passengers in a moving train or a bus. On the other hand, the people standing on the roadside observe that the train or the bus along with its passengers are moving in the forward direction. However, for every passenger sitting inside in the moving bus or the train in the same compartment finds that his or her fellow passengers are not moving, as the distance between them is not changing. Such observations lead us to believe that the motion is the relative term. Even motion and rest for an object with respect to the surroundings are the relative terms. We shall confine ourselves only to the study of the simplest type of motion of the object along a straight line are called rectilinear motion or translatory motion. Now here the second point which we have to understood, that is the point object. The size of the bus or the train can be neglected in comparison to the long distances in mechanics. Bus or train are treated as the point object, that means they are not having any dimensions or no length, breadth or height, etc. So these are considered as the point object. Now the third topic is the mechanics. Now this mechanics deals with the study of the motion of material objects. Now mechanics can be divided into two segments, that is the statics and the dynamics. The statics deals with the study of the object at rest under the effect of forces in equilibrium. We study the causes of motion, and time factor does not play any important role. But in the dynamics deals the study of the causes of the motion and is based on the concept of force as the cause of motion, and time factor plays an essential and significant role. Now the kinematics, we study ways to describe the motion or the objects without considering the causes of the motion with regard to nature of forces and often even the nature of the particular moving object. Here time factor plays an essential and significant role. We shall describe the motion of the objects without taking into account the factors or causes of motion. That means here we are studying the motion of the object, but we are not focusing that what is the cause of the motion and what are the forces acting on it because of that motion occurs. Now types of motion, the change in the position of an object with time and surroundings is called the motion. First is the rectilinear or the translatory motion. It is the straight line motion also. Second is the circular or rotatory motion. Third is the oscillatory or the vibratory motion. So here we will focus only on the straight line motion or the rectilinear or the translatory motion. Now we have to understand that what is the position, what is the path length or the distance, and what is the displacement. Let us consider one by one. A is the position. Firstly, the set of the coordinate axes with respect to each, the position, displacement, velocity and acceleration, etc. of an object can be described is called the frame of reference. That means the frame of reference is the coordinate system x, y, z, and these axes x, y, z are mutually perpendicular to each other. Here the point P is denoted by x, y, z and time. For example, as boy is standing on the roadside to observe the motion of a moving car can be considered as a frame of reference. So from where the event is being observed, that is known as the frame of reference. Example 2, if a person sitting in a moving car to observe the objects outside the car can be considered as another frame of reference. So frame of reference simply means from where the event is being observed, or it is the coordinate system x, y, z, that is the frame of reference. If more than one coordinate of a body change with time, we infer that the object is in the motion. Otherwise, the body is said to be at rest with respect to this frame of reference. See the note number 2. The PDF is in front of you. Now it is the minus x, it is the plus x, and O and A. So here it is the 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So this is the distance in the positive x direction, and this is the distance in the negative x direction. So now second one is the path length. It is the length of actual path traversed by the object in the given time interval. It is also called the distance. That means the actual path covered by the body is called the distance. Now take one example. T is equal to 0. The body is moving from O to P, that is the 100 meters. Then again it is moving from P to Q, it is 40 meters. Then again from Q to O, that is the 60 meters. That means x1 is equal to 100 meter, x2 is equal to 40 meters, and x3 is equal to 60 meters. This is the straight line motion of a car starting from from O at t is equal to 0 to the point P, Q and O after the time t1, t2 and t3. See, OP is equal to x1 is equal to 100 meter in time t1, OP plus PQ is equal to x1 plus x2, 100 plus 40 is equal to 140 meters in time t2, and the total actual path OP plus PQ plus QO, that is the x1 plus x2 plus x3 is equal to 100 plus 40 plus 60 is equal to 200 meter. Now the total distance travelled by the car, that is the 200 meter in total time t, that is the t1 plus t2 plus t3, is called the path length spanned by the car. It is the scalar quantity and the SI unit for it is meter. So that means the distance and the actual path covered by the body, it is the same. Now come to the next topic, that is the displacement. Very simple. The shortest distance between the initial position and the final position of any object is known as its displacement, or d vector is equal to final position minus initial position in the direction of motion. Now suppose E point and F point, here the position is x1 and here the position is x2, and the body is moving from x1 to x2. The E is having the t is equal to time t1 and F is having the t is equal to time t2. Delta x is equal to x2 minus x1 and delta t is equal to t2 minus t1. Here children, delta represents the change in any physical quantity. x2 is greater than x1, that means delta x is positive. x2 is less than x1, that is delta x is negative. And x2 is equal to x1, that means delta x is equal to 0. In our previous example, if we see that the displacement of the car in the time t1, that is equal to OP, that is x1 minus x0, that is the 100 meter. Displacement of the car in time t2, that is the OQ, that is the x1 minus x2, it is 100 minus 40, it is equal to 60 meters. And displacement of the car time t3, that is QO, that is x1 minus x2 plus x3, that is the 100 minus 40 plus 60, it is 100 minus 100 is equal to 0. That means the direction is being considered because the displacement is the vector quantity, and in calculation of the actual path or the distance, we have not considered that in which direction the body is moving. Take another example of finding out the distance and the displacement. The body is moving from A and then again in the circle and then again reaching to the point A. So here the distance is 2 pi r if the r is the radius of the circle. But the displacement is 0 because there is no difference between the initial position and the final position, because the body starts its motion from A and finally again reaches to the point A. See another, if the half circle is there, the distance will be equal to pi r. This is the actual path considered, pi r, and the displacement is the shortest distance between A and B, that is the 2r. Similarly, AB 3 meter and BC 4 meter, they are inclined at the 90 degree. So distance is equal to 4 plus 3 is equal to 7 meters. But the displacement is AC is equal to under root 16 plus 9 under root 25 is equal to 5 meters. Now see the position time graph, that is the xt graph. Three situations are there. First is the object, when the object is at rest. The position time graph will be a straight line parallel to the x-axis. B, object is in the uniform motion. If the object is covering equal distances in equal intervals of time, then motion is called the uniform motion, and the graph xt graph will be a straight line inclined at angle theta from the x-axis. See, object is in the non-uniform motion. If an object is covering unequal distances in equal intervals of time, then motion is called the non-uniform motion. Example, car starts from the rest, its speed increases till the time t1, then moves with the uniform speed till t2 because it is the straight line, and then stops. So BC portion is showing the rest position. Thank you students, it is for today's video, and on the next turn we'll just see the average speed and the average velocity. Thank you very much.